O ka sey o goɗɗo, o gorko o debbo ko moye o ya neɗɗo. Ɓe ka sey ɓe yimɓe, worɓe e rewɓe ko ɓe ya yimɓe. Ɗi ka sey ɗi liɗɗi, ja'aɗi e kecci ko ɗiye ɗiya liɗɗi.
Do you know that the knowledge we find today in science, technology, and any other category you can think of were mostly translated from Arabic, Greek, Latin, French, and the likes? Have you ever wondered what would have happened to the works that were started by people like Al-Khwarizmi, Isaac Newton, Pythagoras, and the list goes on, Thomas Edison? Have you ever wondered what would have happened if their works were not built upon or translated for the use of today? Maybe we wouldn't have electricity or cars or airplanes. Okay? The same thing applies to these collections you see here today. They are the collections of over 100, 200, or even 300 years old, collected by Muhammad Bashir Abubakar. So he collected them and developed them to a stage whereby it is going to be recognized and worked upon and understood by common people like me, you, and everyone else. So the purpose of these is for the works to be transliterated and translated into a language you can all understand. Because right now it is in Arabic Ajami, which is understood by only a few people. But what if it is transliterated and then translated to a language you and I can understand? Then and only then we can make the best use of it and benefit ourselves and others.
Can you tell us more about the first exhibit here?
Yes, this is the backbone of the collection, that is MBA Collection. The whole of this, as you see them, they are the original copies of the collection. All this, that's for you to know how voluminous it is. And also I'm advised not to be moving with these original copies for the tear and wear. So it's because of this program that I brought them out for you to witness. Copies of the original, and they are colored copies, so that when using them they look like the original copies. But all of these, as you see them here, they are the same thing, but you see they are all colored copies. That one I can move with them to show anybody to see it, but not the original. So as you can see all them.
So everyone has access to this as well?
Yes.
Okay. But this, no one has access to it?
No.
Okay.
The third collection here is the same thing as the, from the original, we move to copies and these colored copies. But here, there are photocopies. I made them as bound copy in order to show you how voluminous the collection in form of books. If you want to write something on it, that's the essence of this. But they are all the same thing. It's just development series. And the fourth one is the catalog of all my collection. I have the collection contains Arabic books in all forms, and then Fulfulde Poetry. So this you can see there. They are all Arabic books, very old, 200 years back, all written in hand, all this. So it's part of the collection here. If you open this catalog, you may ask, what is this number 103? Then we'll remove one point and show you that is this number you are referring to. They are up to 100 and 96 items. And the
And
item
all
will
there?
be a very book. Yes, they are all here or in that form of this. And others, not all brought here. Yes, they are voluminous in a very big container.
Just a little bit of clarification.
Yes.
The catalog is per page, right? For each page or just the
No,
collection?
but if it is poem, each poem.
Okay.
If it is book,
Okay.
each book.
And the fifth?
And the fifth one here is the initial way of developing the collection.
Okay.
As you see them there, all in Arabic Ajami.
Okay.
Because Arabic Ajami, it is Arabic because it's in Arabic letters. It is Ajami because it is Fulfulde language, not Arabic language.
Okay.
Then this one is also Ajami, but you call it this Roman Ajami, as you can see. It's no more Arabic.
Arabic, okay.
So it's the same thing. If you can read that one, when you come here, you see that you are reading the same thing. But to develop it, first of all, you take it from Arabic Ajami to Roman Ajami, this way, and then next to the translation of what language? English, French, Swahili, whatever language you want to, then it's the next development. All of this you can see are just examples of transliteration.
Okay.
Transliterate means you just take it as it is to another form of scripts, not the
original.
So that is all it is here, because nothing else apart from transliterating it.
Okay.
No translation here.
And the sixth collection?
The sixth collection, as you see, is part of the main collection. As you see, it is transliterated. But as the case may be, they are just selected. If you want to select, for example, this one is selected for those who want to do Maulid and the praises of the Prophet. So then they selected some poems that referring to this. So this is just like that. And another one is for someone looking for Mir'atu, is the name of a poem that tells you what to do for every item that you need. You say, if I meet a blind man, what do I do to him to assist him? And then you, since he can't see, then you, so it is like that throughout this large poem.
Okay.
So these are the type they needed this. And this Nana Asma'u's poems, that since she's a lady, and we want a lady to recite.
Okay.
So it is collected here, and this lady recited the poems. And this one, samples of this 74 means 74 poems.
Okay.
Each one, you will just give example of the poem. For example, you see this. This is the name of the poem, and this is the one you just as an example. And then here you say this is page 104, which means there are 4, all like that throughout to 74. Allah ngettay mi takɗo yam hokki nema konde ɗunoy mi gedde taccay karama muyɗo surowo jaafotoɗo bo ɗum Allah yaafowo yaafanam gedde jemma jaafoɗa gedde kuumi bo nder nyalawma. This is how it goes throughout this poem, and this day looking for repentance.
We have Exhibit 7.
Yes.
Okay.
This one, they are not poems. They are write-ups on Fulfulde. Okay. So if I see that it's interested, so I take it, I read it also when I talk about the Fulfulde. Okay. For example, you see, language and speakers by Anneke Bretwell from Holland. Okay. One time we were here with her in 2011, and we presented a paper. Okay. That he came from Holland. Influence of Arabic poetry on composition and dating, also by the same lady. Okay. Parasaurus Under Pressure. It's also one lady who was here in Maiduguri. She got married to one Fulani chap. They went back to America. This is what she wrote. In Fulbe in Nigeria, various clans and locations. Where you find they were written by late Professor Karbasai. The Challenges of Nomadic Education by Hamid Al-Qali, late Byron Vasicano. So when I see this interested poem, I just make them to have in my collection.
In your collection. And the 8th exhibit?
The 8th exhibit is I visited US.
Okay.
I was invited to go and present a paper.
Okay.
And this is the paper I presented, British colonialism. And after the presentation, they decided to have a journal. It's an international journal to be written.
Okay.
So this is what they have written. You can go through, you can go online, you can get it, download or do whatever. These are all you are in. When I was presenting the paper, I was sitting with the secretary of the place. I was doing a point that I want to, so I want to keep them also in record.
And this is the 9th exhibit.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us more about
and,
it?
Some people know that I have this collection.
Okay.
And they wanted to write about bicentenary of the Sokoto Caliphate.
Okay.
And since most of them, Usman bin Fodi, who led the jihad, that wrote them, so they contacted me.
Okay.
So I was one of the writers of the book for this. So I have my poems there and to be translated into English and French.
French. Okay.
Yes, because it has to do with Chad, Cameroon, this and that. Because that jihad was used to be all the Sokoto Caliphate, part of Cameroon, part of Chad, all were there. Okay. So they came. So that's what brought about French here. And this, I did a congratulatory poem to Lamido Aliu Mustafa, when he reached 50
anniversary
years on the throne. So I did it for him, so it's one of my write-ups. And this part of the translated, this letter, a letter from California.
Okay.
I wrote it in 1971. Where were you in 1971?
That is why we have this type of collection.
Yes. So I tried to, since it is in America, so when I was sending it, I sent them with a translation so that they can know what is this. Okay. Yes. So that is just to say that there are write-ups and transliterated and all this. Translated, you may play into English, and this is some of the poems that I translated.
So this is another poem?
Yes,
Gime.
they are. Yes, Gime means poems.
Okay.
Fulfulde means Fulfulde Poems
Okay.
into English.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell us about the 10th exhibit here?
Yes, this, since it is the poetry in Arabic Ajami, I was trying to explain, especially when I was lecturing in University of Maiduguri during my sabbatical.
Okay.
All this I wrote to explain to them how they can read Ajami. So you have to start all the way, just like ABCD. This is also the alphabets.
Okay.
Then the alphabet also. And then we have categories. So each one you take it and then give them each one with the consonants and the vowels. How they are. For example, if you take A, only A. If you have certain, it will be A, it will maybe E, maybe U, maybe A, maybe A with the stress, maybe E, maybe An, something like that, so that we give all the possibilities of each one.
Each one.
See them. I, A, B, J, D, D, all this. This is how you start.
Okay.
Then you come to reading. Then reading this one, you just read it as it is.
As it is.
You know how to, then before you go to Fulfulde side. That's why you say Ajami literacy.
Okay.
Then this is the giving the update, and we say overview of Arabic Ajami literacy in relation to Fulfulde poetry manuscripts.
Of the
You see,
19th
so
century.
you read about them, you see the categories, you see Arabic, how do you form it, and all this. You go through. That's just like it's only on Ajami. How to start if you are interested. Because some students, they said they wanted to know how to do this Ajami.
And the 11th exhibit? What do we
And
have?
when we are talking about Ajami, when I was in London,
Okay.
I found this. Those who want to learn Arabic,
Okay.
it's also called Ajami because you can see this. You see, what is it?
Beef and steak.
Beef,
And
steak.
steak.
You
Okay.
understand? So you write it is English, but with Arabic. See.
Okay.
So this also, in order to show you the different Ajami, is also, see, you see, at the skill of gender. Then they start looking, this all that you see. They are given in Arabic and English, Arabic.
and English.
So it's all in English, no Arabic here.
Okay.
But they just show you to give you the explanation only. Yes, Arabic and English, Arabic Ajami for Arabs and Arabic speakers who want to learn English.
Okay. And the 12th exhibit?
The 12th exhibit is all the poems you see here. They are my authorship.
Okay.
You know, all along we have been talking about collection.
Yes.
Collection means I collected poems written by others.
Okay.
So to show you that I'm also a poet.
Okay.
So all this are my own authorship.
Can you tell us about the 13th exhibit?
Yes, it's the same authorship I've told you before.
Okay.
But this one, I even recited them in front of a crowd
Okay.
for one occasion or the other.
Other.
Yes. Fulfulde written poem on the 12th Lamido Fombina of Adamawa Emirate Council. Dr. Muhammadu Barkindo Ali Mustafa. You know, when after the death of the father, he took over. So I did it right there live. This one Fulfulde written poem, Resistance by Lamido Zubairu. You know, when this British came, he resisted that he will not work with them at all. So he resisted and left. So they pursued him. So the story is a legendary that for 2 years they have been going around with him.
And he kept on resisting.
Yes.
Okay.
This was the poem for the 50th anniversary of Lamido.
Lamido.
Yes. You want to hear part of how it...
Please.
Ni fuɗɗiri nde yimre inde ceniiɗo, fa holluɗo ende nyalawmaare garɗo, nde seytiren barkiten lamɗo mawɗo, mo hewtoyi capanɗe joyi duuɓi daɗɗo, Ali Mustafa Tanu Abba Amiri. This is how it is sung. Okay?
So you wrote this one or?
Yes,
Okay.
I just wrote them not from anybody, not copying from anywhere. And this, even I did it in this AUN class.
Okay.
Because it has to do with Fulfulde, the language.
Okay.
As it is spoken here, in Yola, it is, what do you call it? It is not spoken well because they have left part of Fulfulde grammar that is very vital. So I gave them I came for it here. there are several systems of gender or class, depending on language one chooses to look into. Some languages use the system which distinguishes between masculine and feminine, such as Arabic, French, and Hausa, while some, in addition to masculine and feminine, add neuter, such as German and English. But Fulfulde is one of the languages which goes beyond that. The Fulbe culture does not see things in terms of the gender, masculine, feminine, neuter distinction, but in the countable and uncountable, animate and inanimate, human and non-human distinctions. So, for example, you say this room, this house, this car, this man.
Yes.
This is the word this that pointing out to that word. And in Fulfulde, you have 22 of them.
Interesting.
So if it is house, that this will be a different word altogether. So that's why I sang it here. You can see 1 to 22.
Okay.
So we came to the class, Fulfulde class here, and I explained to them, and I sang this. Unless you are speaking Fulfulde, even if I read to you, you will not understand. What am I saying? It's just like that. O kasei o goddo o gorko o debbo ko moye o yaneddo be kasei be yimbe worbe e rewbe ko be yimbe. As you hear this o, be, I, ka, ko, all referring to group of nouns.
Okay.
So you can't just say this house, this man, this lady, this book, different, this, all this will change. You see, that book, what is the end of the sound in that book? Will tell you what to use.
Okay.
So that's why I call Lomto in Fulfulde. Yes.
And the 14th exhibit?
Yes, after that, because my collection all is Fulfulde poems. They are Fulfulde poems. And they also, my poems that I have my own, they are all in Fulfulde. But once you can, if you know a language, you can sing, you can write poem in any language that you know.
No, true.
So that was the one I wrote in Hausa.
Oh, okay.
All this. So I have part of it's the same thing here.
Okay.
And I visited London at BBC.
Okay.
Is the one I wrote.
So that's the 15th exhibit?
Yes, they are all the same because they are all in Hausa.
Okay.
What are BBC? A watsa labari da murya wadihan, wannan gadara sai gidan BBC. Taƙaita labari da tsari kamilan, wannan fasaha sai mutan BBC. Labarai kaɗan sannan fahimta mai yawa. Hikima irin haka sai mutan BBC. Amurka, Jamus, Rasha, Sin, Alƙahira, tsarinsu baya cimma jan BBC. Komen tsari hana leƙa taron gwamnati, a sha bayani nan gidan BBC. Labarai a ji su ɗumin su sai babbar tasha. Madogaro jigo gidan BBC.
So I am curious, you sang this for them for free? Because this is really nice.
Yes, I just sang when they were 90. That time they were, so I just sang my own. Because I told them I'm a listener, and then I sang so many things inside.
This is interesting.
And this is just for, and then the other one is Ziyartar BBC, and I just making this into them, and it's a different stanza.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah na gode Allah, bayan hakan nan da na yi hamdala, na sallama gun nabi rasula, da ali sahabbansa masu kamala da duk masu sallah biyar babu fashi. Nufin wanga waƙa ziyartar da na yi, birni na London haƙiƙa na kai, har bushi house na je babu wai, sashe na Hausa mutanen ƙwarai, mazansu da matansu mun marabci. So this how I did everything, what I saw there, what they are doing and all.
Interesting. And then the 16th exhibit.
Is a brief, I wanted to, all this collection,
Yes.
the TED Fund, have a window to apply
Okay.
and ask for the developing the collection
Okay.
for final publication.
Okay.
So this is what I have as I want to put everything in record. Proposal to TED Fund for developing the collection. About the owner of the collection. About the collection in brief,
and
then appendices.
Okay.
I also show them how the collection looks like in the appendices. And I also put the copy of that journal for them to see how far I have gone. You see, this is what they pasted on their notice board in US when I visited to do this. Is the invitation to me. Dear Abubakar, I'm delighted to invite you to come to US and do this. So something of that nature I put it. This when I went to London, I wanted to go to one library to see some of the collection here, so that they are telling the librarian to allow me go in. Endangered Languages Project. Yes. So I attach everything to the, and this is the executive secretary that fund so and so and so proposal for the development of this by one professor, Sani Umar. So all these are the one who know what to do. Project summary, keywords, introduction, aims, general and specific objectives of this program. This is the way to apply, and we did, and then see how the people they are there. Professor Muhammad Sani Abdul Mumin, Dr. Nafisa Tahiru, Professor Muhammad Sani Umar in ABU. They are the core researchers of the team, and all this cost, what they are going to be, and all this. It costed 235 million. Do all this in 3 years or something like that.
Interesting. This has no number on it.
This has no number. I just brought them because of the catalog. Showing is also inclusive there. But these are the ones that I'm concerned with because of Fulfulde Poetry alone. And if they're interested in this type, it will be a different project. Not on Fulfulde Poetry. Yes.
So this is Arabic?
This is Arabic. Books, tafsir, hadith, and all this fiqh, whatever you want there, they are there. You can see. You see how it looks like? Written 200 years back or something. You see? There are also poems, but in Arabic, not in all this. You can see explaining what is inside this. You see? And they just use some sticks, make pen with it, and then use some other from trees and all this, and make some gum and make their own ink. And from there they write it. You can see how, unless you know whether this is good handwriting or not, you will not know. It's very good handwriting. Yes, very, very good. Yes.
Interesting.
And you can see also, it follows the line. It has no line, but you can see how they write it. And imagine everything. Yes, so that's why I brought them to see because of the catalog. Maybe someone will look in it and say, call one item and what is it, and say, no, it's not there. That's why I brought them.
I've been opportuned to see several times the collection put forward by MBA Abubakar, especially on Fulfulde Poetry, on Ajami Arabic, and also on even the Roman one that has now been put recently. And the collection is unique in the sense that many of them were gotten from the original writers who put together either poetry, sometimes in Fulfulde, sometimes in Arabic, which were written mainly in Ajami Arabic. So many people are not opportune to get this information that are contained in this poetry. There are so many things. The style is there, the language is there. In fact, you find that the Fulfulde, may I say, is refined because it's like original. Some of them are over 200 years, 180 years, which ordinarily the person in school may not be having access to them. So I think that what Alhaji Bashir is doing is very commendable. He's putting together these documents, this collection, and it means that the present generation, institutions, departments of both Fulfulde and Arabic will be able to have access to this document by his efforts, and which has been quite for a long time. I don't know how many years, but at least I've known this for almost 30 years that he started doing this. And I think that he needs organizations, people who are quite knowledgeable about these literary works to come to his aid to support so that we are able to finish this work. And then the entire public, the academia, will be able to use this in the future. The present generation would have no way of knowing this except through the efforts that Alhaji Bashir has now made. So I think all of us should come to encourage him to ensure that this goes to logical conclusion, and then we also call on all stakeholders who are interested in this to also come together, to come and support so that we will be able to avail the coming generation of this unique opportunity of getting classic Fulfulde put down.
Goɗɗo to daayi sappu mo wi oya, o debbo o gorko sapputami joya.